You don't rise to the level of your goals, but you fall to the level of your beliefs. Hi, my name is Martin, and in this video, I'm going to share with you the power of self-image and how self-image plays an amazingly crucial role in you achieving your goals or in you failing in your endeavors. And when I heard that quote, I was like, whoa, like we don't rise to the things that we want. That would be like an outside, like trying to make something happen by looking on the outside. We look to our goals. We see what can we do to get there fast. But the problem is, as long as we don't change anything on the inside, even let's say in case you reach your goal, it will not be a long-lasting effect because on the internal, nothing has shifted. And I can speak of experience because that happened to me in a lot of situations in my life, especially when it comes to like relationships. When I was focusing on myself and I tuned into myself and I was really in a high flying kind of mode, then I attracted people into my life. The thing is that on the inside, there were still certain things that I didn't change, certain beliefs that I had, and they ultimately came back to the surface and impacted and affected me, how I behaved, how I thought, and how I felt. And that always changed the whole situation into the negative and resulted in the relationships ending or not even starting. So I didn't get, for the most part, to where I want to be. And when I got there, I lost it fairly quickly. But I'm not here to make you feel depressed. I'm here to show you what you can do in order for you to change and see quite fast changes on not just the inside, but also on the outside in the physical reality. Everything starts and ends with self-image. Because if you look at the word or the two words, self-image, it's the image that you have of yourself. If you feel you're not worthy, if you feel like you don't have the ability to achieve certain things, if you feel like you're not good enough to reach your goals, if you feel like you are not smart enough to be promoted in your job, then it's very unlikely that you will attract those things into your life that you actually want. Now, there's one thing that people recommend doing, and that is affirmations. The thing is with affirmations, most of them are utter bullshit and they do not work because even though on like a neuroscientific way, your brain is there's like neuroplasticity, so your brain can change, and through affirmations and visualizations, you can change your brain. You can create new neural pathways just by imagining things. There was like a study done by Harvard in the 90s, and it changed that you don't actually physically have to do certain things like playing the piano or practicing certain things, but by imagining, the same neural pathways are being created by your brain as if you did it physically. So visualization is incredibly powerful. The same with affirmations, but both very often don't work. And I want to tell you why. So with affirmations, I've done affirmations for a very long time, and usually I've used videos. But the thing is with videos, it's someone else saying certain things like, I am lovable, I am abundant, I'm the creator of my own reality, yada, yada, yada. The thing is, it was someone else like telling me those things. And let's be honest. let's be really honest here. How often do you listen to people who tell you something positive and you immediately say, wow, it works. I feel so much better. I feel like an internal shift. If you're like me, then barely ever. Because we have the tendency not to listen to other people when it comes to positive change, but we have the habit of listening to people when it comes to self-doubts, criticism, etc. That's because most of us were wired this way in early childhood through social media, through the news, through the people that we were surrounded by. And I'm not blaming anyone, it's just that's how society for the most part works. But it's important to step into your own responsibility and start changing, because if you're not changing you like yourself, and if you are not taking action, then nothing in your world pretty much changes. At least it will not change for your own good and for the benefit of other people. It will just change based on outside circumstances. So when it comes to affirmations, listening to other people barely ever works, even if it's like a beautifully intended video or audio. For me, a huge shift happened when I came across Louisa Hayes. I cannot pronounce that name. I think it's Louisa Hayes' mirror work. And the way she described, like, it's all about self-love and developing kind of like that process of learning to love yourself. And that gave me like a huge aha moment about affirmations, like all kinds of affirmations. Because what I started doing is, instead of saying I'm abundant, I am loved, I have the perfect partner, I'm in a loving relationship, I have my dream house, my career is amazing, the people I surrounded with are incredible people. Like, instead of saying all those things, I took a few steps back, because I realized I cannot lie to my brain. Your brain is not stupid. And with affirmation, it works slightly different than with visualizations, because with visualizations, yes, your brain cannot differentiate between what is happening on the external and in reality and what you're merely imagining. It cannot differentiate between those two. But there's a huge difference between why visualization works, even if it's not the reality, and why affirmations usually don't work because it's not the reality. And the difference is between those two things is the images that we create and the emotions that we feel. Because with visualizations is really about tuning into your dream life or a specific situation that you want to experience in your life. You use all your senses, you create that emotion, you really feel it on the inside, you see it as if it's already happening. And that way, your subconscious mind does not know that it's not real. It just accepts it. It's like, oh wow, that's really happening. I believe it. Of course, there's a lot of things going on, but that's basically what it comes down to. With affirmations, it's pretty much just like warm air coming out of your mouth. And the reason why is because barely ever do we connect positive emotions to the affirmations and seeing ourselves as that version of, like, with that new kind of belief. Let's use abundance. If I just say 100 times, I'm abundant, I'm abundant, I'm abundant, nothing changes. Like, internally, I don't feel anything. It's just words that coming out of my mouth or I keep repeating in my head. But internally, there's no shift. And like I said earlier, the outside only shifts in your favor if you shift internally first. So with affirmations, what I started doing and what I recommend that you start doing is that instead of just repeating the sentences over and over again, or by listening to other people repeating them, you start by being honest. For example, when your life is not the way you want it to be. In my situations, I'm on a healing journey right now. I've been in a relationship and it ended in the beginning of the year, and I've been going through a healing process. And today I went for a walk, and I didn't listen to any music, like no videos or anything, and I was just tuning into myself, and I started saying like those affirmations to myself, and I immediately felt a huge shift. So what I did is what I said: I'm on a healing journey right now. There's ups and downs, and that's okay. But I trust that it will get better. I might not be where I want to be, but I'm willing to be open to keep up the hope that one day it will be. I'm learning right now to figure out who I am without that person in my life. I'm reconnecting to myself, even though it's painful, but I'm willing to feel it so that I can heal it. See what I'm doing here? I'm saying what I'm going through right now. So I'm acknowledging myself for whatever I'm feeling, whatever I'm going through. But at the same time, I am telling myself that things will change, that I am on a good path, that I'm open to change, that I can get past it. Not I'm already past it, I'm already like feeling amazing. No, I'm telling myself this is how I feel right now, but I know it's going to get better. Immediately, I had an internal shift where I was like, hey, it's okay. I'm safe here. It's part of the process. I immediately felt like weight lifting off of my shoulders, of my chest, and of my heart. So when you do affirmations from now on, just say how it is. Just say how it is, but then, important, add that you are open to learning, that you are willing to continue, that this is part of the process to growth. And I promise you, it will change, because this will give you the okay that the way you feel right now is not wrong. It's very, very valid. Whatever you might be going through, it's valid for whatever you're feeling and whatever you're experiencing. But using those kind of affirmations will help you to acknowledge what you're going through, not pushing it away, acknowledging it, and giving yourself the confirmation that you are going through it, that you are going to move past it, that you will come out stronger than you felt before. Even if you might not feel it right now, you can say it, I'm not feeling it right now, but I'm not giving up until I do. That's an encouragement. That's like a powerful way of talking to yourself. So implement that and come back to this video and comment below when you did this, how you felt by implementing this kind of affirmation. Now with visualization, it's, like I said before, it's all about creating that reality that you want to, but tune into all your senses, the smell, the touch, what you hear, what you see, what you smell, like everything. Create those images, create that movie in your mind, because through the pictures, through that movie that you're creating, you are gonna create emotions. Emotions are gonna be a result of that. And because your brain doesn't know the difference between reality and what's happening within you, as long as there's emotion involved, there will be a difference. And if you continue this process over and over and over again, your brain is going to rewire, and you will also see your physical reality changing in accordance to what you and how you change internally. In the spiritual world, it's connected to law of attraction. But the law of attraction is only secondary to the law of vibration. So I like that example of like picking up your phone and wanting to call someone. If the goal is you want to call someone, but you just stare at your phone, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. What you have to do is you have to type in the number. But if you dial in the wrong number, you will not reach your friend. No matter how many times you're going to try, you will not reach your friend if the number is wrong. You have to dial in the right number, the correct number, in order for the phone to do what it does, so that your friend's phone rings and you are able to talk to them. The same thing happens with ourselves when it comes to self-image and to rising to new beliefs, the beliefs that are in alignment with our dreams and our goals. Because like I said in the beginning of the video, we don't rise to the level of our goals, but we fall to the level of our beliefs. So we have to create new beliefs through affirmations, through visualizations. And the vibration is the huge part that is often overlooked. Because if you do not dial into the vibration of that new you, the version of yourself that has already reached those goals and those dreams, you will not see a difference. You will not see those dreams and reality, those dreams and goals come and become reality. They will just stay dreams and goals. So what you have to do is you have to ask yourself, how does that version of myself who reaches that certain goal think, act, feel? What are the beliefs of that version of myself? And if you really take your time and figure out what that version of yourself thinks, feels, and acts like, you can start implementing that into the affirmations and the visualizations. And through that, you're dialing into that frequency of being able to reach your friend, meaning the goal, the dream. As long as you're here and your goal and dream is here, you will not reach it. You keep dialing in the wrong number. So you have to dial into that frequency of that version of yourself that is in alignment with the frequency of that goal and of those dreams. Now, one really important thing here that I want to mention is it does not happen overnight. It's a process. Give yourself some slack. It's a process. I've been trying to do it like quickly and all those things, but usually never works because our old belief system, there's a reason why it's also called BS. The old belief system is still active and it takes a while to reprogram. It doesn't have to take a long time, but it's going to take some time. I always refer to it like building a house. You don't start by putting in the furniture. You have to first get the land ready. You have to like build the foundation, then the walls, all those things. But first you have to get a picture in your mind. What do you want the house to look like? How do you want to furnish it in the end? But just because you do that, it doesn't appear. It takes some time in order for you to actually move into that house that you first envisioned and imagined before it becomes reality and you actually have it in front of you. And the same thing with any kind of goal and with your own self-image of the person and the version that you want to become. It starts with laying the foundations. And the foundations are to figure out who are you? Who do you want to be? What needs to shift? What beliefs are holding you back? What new beliefs do you need to create in order for you to be in alignment with your dreams and goals? And then step by step, you can work towards becoming that version of yourself. Because just imagining it, it's not going to do it either. You have to then also do things differently. But that also, it starts first within, and then inspired action is going to happen. You're going to feel drawn to something. You're going to have inspired ideas, or you're going to have like an insight, or like some kind of intuitive feeling where like, oh, I'm going to go here, or I'm going to call this person. There's things that are going to happen that seem so random, but they will happen. All right, to sum it up, it's so important to start talking to yourself differently so that you're not actually manipulating yourself by saying those affirmations that do not work. Instead, really tell yourself the truth, say how you feel, and then tell yourself that you are going to change, that you are on a good path, and that you are open to learning and growing. Also, with visualization, create those pictures in your mind, create that movie in your head, and that emotion, look, those emotions that come up, they will make new neural pathways in your brain because it cannot differentiate between reality and what you imagine. Combine those two things, affirmations, visualizations, with the process of figuring out who you are, who you want to be, what new beliefs you want, and go on that journey and enjoy it. Have fun. Have fun with the failures. Have fun with the successes. Have fun and enjoy the process of being alive. All right, if you like this video, please like and comment, and I hope to see you in the next one. As always, much love and a big hug.